Well, actually, speaking of Uncle Tom, I went to University of Ecamm in Ohio, and somebody called me an Uncle Tom, and I said, "Did you think that was an insult?" And I used it as an opportunity to explain to them who Uncle Tom was. I was like, he was somebody who died freeing the other slaves. I was like, that's not an insult. And then they said, well, okay, well, then you're an Uncle Ruckus then. And I said, well.
Is that true? Uncle Tom died freeing slaves? I saw some people telling me I should check out this documentary. This not docuseries, this documentary by Larry Elder. And I actually went to go check it out. And I purchased it and everything. And hold on 1 second. I purchased it and everything, but it wouldn't let me react to it. So I plan on going back and just watching it and not reacting to it. Probably do a review of it. But yeah, so I plan on watching it because I already paid money for it. I spent my whole cold hard cash on it already. I gotta watch it.
Juneteenth is a day about emancipation. This is significant to have this come out on this day in Texas. And I believe that this is going to be a game changer.
I think it's really good and significant that it's on Juneteenth. And the reason why is because after 2 years of Black people actually being free, they were notified. Mm-hmm. And so I think that this movie is a notification that we are actually free.
It took 2 years for the information that you're now free to get out there. Today, it'll take 2 seconds. It'll take 2 seconds for the information to get out there. And so that's one of the other significance of this.
I also think it's important because, you know, with the political left, there's so much emphasis on lived experience, personal experience, trumping, you know, what we would consider as facts. And so we have our own narratives, our personal experiences to put alongside theirs.
Because it offers an alternative perspective, one that is needed in the public square. There is a narrative that's being pushed in our community, and it's not being pushed by us. It's being pushed by the liberal left. And that narrative facilitates victimism.
There's a narrative out there that's crippling and has been crippling the Black community for a very long time. I'm a Black man at the age of 30. When I was 17 years old, I got a felony. So as a young Black man who has a felony, no college, statistically speaking, I'm supposed to be dead, in prison, whatever the case may be, if I continue down that path. But I chose ultimately not to be a victim. I chose not to let my past or the past of our ancestors, the past of this country, define who I am today.
We're mentally enslaved.
I like that, brother. I like that, brother. I mean, I don't like the fact that you got a felony. Don't know what you got a felony on. Not my business. But he turned his life around because he didn't allow himself to be stuck. He didn't allow himself to be stuck. Move forward. He kept it going, got better, moved on. I love it.
This country define who I am today.
We're mentally enslaved. That's right. And part of our responsibility as conservatives is to address how it is that we are mentally enslaved.
So Uncle Tom's our only, well, and don't listen, because I'm looking at the Uncle Tom round table. Is Uncle Tom specifically about Black conservatives? Listen, I'm only asking because I really want to know that, because you can still be a liberal and people still look at you as Uncle Tom, correct? Okay.
The most opportunity-rich country in the world, and it's indiscriminate of race, gender, whatever the case may be. That's the message that I want to resonate
I need to watch
with
this daggone documentary, man.
People out there who have bought into the lie, who have bought into the narrative. This is a Emancipation 2.0 in my eyes, where we're telling Black people and anybody else, regardless of race, you are free.
You know, white people are enslaved now because so many of them right now, they're so guilt-ridden. And so anytime you get down on your knees and, you know, you begging Black people for forgiveness.
Washing their feet.
Or you're trying to divest yourself of your race. Like, as a Christian, we believe, you know, that God decided where we were going to be born, when we were going to be born, which race, which nationality. We didn't get to choose. So why should people be guilt-ridden and believe that they need to divest themselves of the fact that maybe they were blessed to be born into and raised in a family with a father, you know, and a mother, and no dysfunction? I mean, that's a blessing. And I think that we at a sad point where people think that they have to do these things. So they need to be set free. And I hope if they watch this film that they will be liberated.
The media drives the guilt, whether it was the guilt decades ago or the guilt today.
Why do we have all this white guilt? Because there's a deception. Why do we have all this hostility in the black community? Because there is a deception. There is a narrative. There is a point of view that's being forced into the community. And the only answer to that is a spiritual answer. And that has been taken away from our community.
You can't have all of the progress that we've seen that's ended racism in America without the influence of God. You couldn't have, unless the Quakers and the Christians were running the Underground Railroad, you didn't get people sneaking slaves out of the South into the free North. You didn't, unless Abraham Lincoln believed in his heart that slavery was wrong, you wouldn't have the emancipation of slaves at all. And I think they've taken God out of this process that has brought us freedom to begin with, and we need to help people be educated on that.
The left stood back and they looked at the community and said, these people have something going on here. How can we control it? And so they infiltrated the church. And they changed the narrative of the church from biblical justice to social justice.
They sure did.
And it changed it.
Wow. Wow. That kind of makes me think a little bit, man. Yeah. Wow. From liberal justice to social justice. Sheesh. Okay. All right, go on, speak, my man. Speak, brother. Speak.
From biblical justice to social justice.
They sure did.
And it changed it. We need to, as a part of what we're doing and what this film hopefully will do, is open the door for us to begin to look and take a look at what's happening to us and why it's happening to us.
The other significance of this particular movie at this particular time, being released on this particular day, it could serve as a springboard for people to open up their minds and learn the history.
When you look at the narrative that is out there right now, this shifts the narrative. And we have got to go on offense with this message. And so, Larry, just thank you for being the executive producer of this and bringing us to this table and bringing this to fruition.
I'm just really, really pleased with how it turned out. It's not angry. It's not defensive. It's not how dare you. It's why can't we have an intelligent conversation without me being a self-loather?
Why can't we have an intelligent conversation without me being a self-loather? Wow. Let's go, bro.
It's why can't we have an intelligent conversation without me being a self-loather?
When I see you young guys here and young people out there, we've got to pass the baton to you all. We've got to pass the torch to you all.
I think it's great that you guys are participating.
We'll pass the baton, but yet at the same time walk alongside of you.
That's right.
I think the urgency of the hour demands that we cannot retire and sit down and watch it. We got to come alongside of you and you alongside of us, because the urgency of the hour is such that if we do not, we'll lose our community and this nation. And this nation. How the black community goes, I think the nation goes.
And I think by having you guys in the documentary as well, it helps the younger generation and it helps verify what we say. You know,
Ain't that the police guy that used to, he's like a conservative police or something like that. And he used to work with, or he came up doing conservative work or liberal. He was a liberal alongside Candace Owens or something like that. I think somebody told me that in the comment section of one of my videos I did of Candace Owens. Also, if you like this type of content, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that next time we do post new content, you be the first to be notified.
You know, they watch us on social media and they think that we're some fringe group that just jumped off a cliff and decided to be a certain way. But then you guys validate with history I mean, some of you guys have been in the civil rights movement and had exposure to a lot of those things. So I think it's a good balance of generations of knowledge and information that it's palatable. People can learn, and I think they can grow from it.
Before you say something about picking the date,
Yes, ma'am.
I think God picked the date because he knew what would be taking place in America and that America would need to hear our voices.
Juneteenth is about emancipation. And I think that this film can be an emancipation for blacks, white, Hispanic, what have you.
This is our opportunity to have access to that knowledge. And here's another thing that I thought about is that even when I could think of the individuals who were, when they got notification, they said, okay, but I have been free this whole time. And so what has been keeping me bound? It was all in my mind, or not understanding that I was free. And I think this documentary is the same thing. It's like, you know what? When I became a conservative, I started to think back, like all of this time, I've been free. And now, I'm starting to pick up on it, and it's exciting. And that's what keeps, I'm telling you, like the younger generation of us, that's what keeps us going and keeps us excited.
This film says to all of us and anybody that will watch it seriously, we are now mentally free, intellectually free, and spiritually free.
Amen.
Wow. This is heavy, man. Larry Elder, I'm going to watch the movie. I'm going to watch the documentary. And I'm being honest with you. I'm a little afraid to because it's wow. Because the term Uncle Tom has always been a bad term always been one of those terms that meant that a black person was acting white. A black person was his main interest was those of the Caucasian, was that of the Caucasian, and not of the black community. So I really want to watch this, but I don't know. I honestly don't even know if I'm ready to watch it. I'll probably watch it in about a year from now. I don't think I might not be ready to watch it yet. I'm just being honest with you. Just being honest with you. I want to hear what y'all guys say about this in the comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. I look forward to seeing you on the next video and hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. You all have been amazing. Love y'all. I just received my new wallet from EKSTER, and the packaging was so nice, I figured it'd go perfectly with a glass of wine. And when you push this button, all your cards pop out. Dope. This must be the tracking device.
Oh, where's my wallet? Where's my wallet?
And with one single stroke of a button, you can find your wallet anywhere in the world, even couch cushions. If you want one, go to the link below.